Hello everyone, very warm welcome to all of you in this lovely session of the Hindu reading comprehension. For the last 1 week, for about 4-5 days, we were out of commission and it was extremely disheartening for me. Not meeting you early in the morning, guys, and not discussing this one RC is something that I just cannot imagine. So yeah, welcome back. Thank you for joining, and now it is a big relief that we are all back here doing our session as per our schedule. तो आई होप सारे लोग आ गए होंगे और फटाफट हम लोग सेशन स्टार्ट भी कर देते हैं. मैं चेक कर लेती हूँ दैट आई एम लाइव एंड ऑडिबल एंड विजिबल ताकि वी कैन गेट स्टार्टेड विद द सेशन. बट इन द मीन टाइम गाइज अनाउंसमेंट्स तो हो ही सकते हैं, तो अनाउंसमेंट्स कर डालते हैं फटाफट और बाकी उसके आगे चलता रहेगा. तो remember to use Abhicat Live, guys, to unlock and subscribe all our Unacademy Plus and Iconic courses and all our free classes also. Guys, here are some announcements. फटाफट कर लेते हैं. So the AIM batch for CAT 2022 starts on 6th of April. बहुत ही प्यारा बैच है. Decode VARC moderate level test है, 8th April को होगा. 4 to 4:15 इसका टाइम है. Analysis from 4:30 to 5. Also guys, the plus subscription is available. Guys, देखो ये बहुत अच्छा ऑफर चल रहा है कि plus subscription आप अपना ले सकते हो at a very reduced price. मतलब for the price of a pizza or rather 2 pizzas, you can buy a plus subscription for 12 months. देखो 24 months. 1367 rupees monthly cost है. 2 years का कोर्स आपको मिल जाएगा. Similarly 1879 3 पिज्जा के दाम में आप 1 year का कोर्स कर सकते हो. This is like amazing. The offs are huge. A 60% off on 24 months, a 45% off on a 12-month course, guys. And if you use Abhicat Live, आपको और 10% डिस्काउंट भी मिलता है. Similarly guys, हमारा आइकॉनिक कोर्स है ना. आइकॉनिक इज द चेरी ऑन द टॉप. तो क्या है कि आपको प्लस के सारे बेनिफिट्स तो मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे. ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट यू गेट लाइव concept discussion, you get live doubt solving, you get live mentorship, and you can do all of this over an audio call, and that's so amazing, and in a language of your choice. So iconic is like just too good, guys. And again, discounts बहुत सारे चल रहे हैं. 12 month पे 23% off है, so 3292 per month cost है. 24 months with 42% off है, so 2500 rupees per month cost है, which is like really amazing. Alright guys, हमारा ask a doubt feature, I'm sure all of you are aware of it. It was on our app and now it is also on our website. So you can just go to the Unacademy website, click a photo of your question where you're having a problem and upload it to us. In fact, you can upload not 1 but 3 doubts at a go. You can get solutions in your preferred language, and if you feel that the solution is not right, then you can request a review also for your solution. तो अब इससे अच्छा क्या हो सकता है? So guys, please do take advantage of this. Simply click, crop and submit your doubts. Just ask them away. Okay? All right, let's get started with our article for the day. एकदम पहले तो words ही discuss कर लेते हैं. चलो हम लाइव भी हो चुके हैं थैंकफुली. सो आज के अपने वर्ड्स देखते हैं. देयर आर 8 वर्ड्स दैट वी हैव. सो वॉसिफरस ऑफ कोर्स मीन्स वेरी लाउड. वॉसिफरस है, मैं बहुत ही वॉसिफरस हूँ. छोटे छोटे बच्चे जो होते हैं बहुत ही वॉसिफरस, बहुत ही लाउड होते हैं. समटाइम्स द पार्लियामेंटेरियंस कैन गेट वेरी वॉसिफरस ऑल्सो, यानी बहुत लाउड एंड नॉइजी जिसे हम कहते हैं, ठीक है, वो होता है वॉसिफरस. Jurisdiction of course is area under your command, जहां पे आपका लॉ चलता है. Juris मतलब law, diction मतलब word. Where your word is law, that's your jurisdiction. तो हम अपने घर के राजा हैं, that's my jurisdiction. My jurisdiction is only my house and nowhere else, right? So control वाला area. Stem from something, stems from something, comes from, is caused by. So all my anger stems from lack of control over my life. So comes from, right? Stems from, is caused by. Okay. Insurgency, of course, are tiny attacks, terrorism, acts of terrorism. So that's insurgency. Piecemeal, of course, means in parts. So चाइना में जब हम कपड़े बनाते, जब वो कपड़े बनाते हैं तो वो उन्हें पीस मील बनाते हैं। तो एक जगह 1000 स्लीव्स बनती हैं लेफ्ट, एक जगह 1000 राइट स्लीव्स बनती हैं, एक जगह फर्स्ट फ्रंट पैनल लेफ्ट का बनता है, एक जगह कॉलर बनता है, और फिर सब एक जगह ला करके चिपका देते हैं, ऐसे स्टिच कर देते हैं। सो पीस मील मीन्स टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में, इन पार्ट्स। steadfastly, of course, steadily. So anger burns in me steadfastly, or his love burnt in her, or his love was like a steadfast feeling, emotion, something. So steadfast is something that remains true, does not change, is steady. So I will say unchanging. ठीक है, दैट ऑल्सो। परव्यू अगेन कंट्रोल या कमांड, जो ज्यूरिसडिक्शन है वही सेम चीज परव्यू भी होती है। तो दिस इज एन एरिया दैट इज अंडर माय परव्यू, इन अंडर माय ज्यूरिसडिक्शन, अगेन अंडर माय कंट्रोल। इम्यून इज अनअफेक्टेड, सो आई एम जनरली इम्यून from politics, so political discussions don't really affect me. So immune, unaffected, unimpacted, undisturbed. So here are our words for the day, guys. Vociferous, jurisdiction, stem from, insurgency, piecemeal, steadfastly, purview, and immune. So I hope you took a photo also of this. If you haven't taken a photo, I hope you're writing it down, writing these words down in your vocabulary notebook. Next week onwards, guys, I'm going to be starting off the Word Power Made Easy course in our Plus platform at 5 p.m. Perfection batch के अंदर ही start करूँगी Word Power Made Easy. तो do make sure that you're joining in for that also. All right, let's get started with our article. For a full repeal on AFSPA. तो Armed Force का Special Protection Act जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए है mainly, उसको रिपील करने की बात कर रहे हैं कि उसको पूरी तरीके से रिपील कर दिया जाए। Before I begin this, guys, I hope all of you have liked the session and that you have also shared it within your various groups so that others can also join in. If you haven't yet done it, take a second, quickly like it and also share it with one group that you know or one person that you know who would find this to be useful. And please don't post it in my group. I've already done that. All right, let's get started. Guys, you are the best. So in what is clearly a nod to the vociferous demand for the repeal of the unpopular Armed Force Special Powers Act, AFSPA, from several states in the Northeast, especially after 13 civilians were killed in Mon district in Nagaland in December last year, the Union Home Ministry has decided to considerably reduce the number of disturbed areas under the Act in 3 states. So there is a huge call for repealing of the AFSPA, and especially from the northeastern states, especially after 13 people were killed in the Mon district last year. So the Home Ministry has decided to reduce the number of disturbed areas under the Act. Okay. So the order from April 1 is applicable for 6 months. So say next 6 months tak ye order applicable rahega. In Nagaland, while AFSPA was removed from the jurisdiction of 15 police stations in 7 districts, it remains in place in 57 police stations in 13 districts. So कहाँ से हटाया? 15 police station से हटा दिया 60 district में, but 13 districts में अभी continue कर रहा है in 57 police stations. The relaxation has been most substantial in Assam. So biggest number in Assam, where it has been removed entirely, पूरा हटा दिया from 23 districts, which is good, and partially from 1. Thus limiting its operation to only 9 districts. So सिर्फ 9 districts में रह गया AFSPA. In Manipur, on the other hand, only 15 police station areas in 6 districts have been excluded from the disturbed area notification, and the act is still in force in 82 police stations in 16 districts. तो 16 districts में 82 police stations में चल रहा है, including several hill districts, whether or not they adjoin the international boundary. Guys, ये जो डेटा होता है ना, इसका हमेशा ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि जो फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस होंगे वो इन्हीं डेटा से आ रहे होंगे. So when you do see a data, remember it's a place where you will get a question from, especially the factual question. You will not get any other type of question, but factual question निकलता है. As things stand, the government's decision to relax the application of the Act in specific areas seem to stem from the reduction in violence and also administrative reasons, rather than as a response to the burning question on whether the Act is essential to security operations in these states, which have experienced insurgencies of various degrees in the past. Now, we don't really know if the government has decided to relax this law in these certain places because of there being a reduction in violence, or because there is an administrative reason, or because insurgencies have reduced. Ideally, it should have been done because insurgencies have been reduced, because that is why this act has been placed. But we don't know if actually insurgencies have been reduced, or is the government doing it for administrative reasons as a show of its own power or its own political this thing. While this piecemeal gesture would be welcome, now they've done it in parts, right? So that is why piecemeal, right? So while this gesture would be welcomed by the residents in these areas in particular, the popular demand for the repeal of the act in full form from 3 states remains unfulfilled. So 3 states are asking that AFSPA be removed completely, but that has not yet happened. Despite the vociferous protests from security forces for the retention of the act, so armies want the act to remain, and they're very loud about it. Human rights organizations, sections of civil society and committees, including the 5-member committee led by retired Supreme Court Judge B.P. Jeevan Reddy in 2005, has steadfastly called for its repeal. So civil society is asking for it, various committees have asked, and human rights organizations have also asked the removal of this AFSPA Act, right? The committee in particular had suggested that the act had created an impression that the people of the Northeast states were being targeted for hostile treatment, and that the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act could instead be suitably amended to tackle terrorism. So the Reddy committee had said that you did not need AFSPA. Instead, you could just use the Unlawful Activities UAPA could be modified and used there. You did not need a specific armed force SPA in the Northeast. The Supreme Court appointed Justice N. Santosh Hegde Committee in 2013, which investigated encounter killings in Manipur, suggested that the act must be properly reviewed every 6 months to see if its implementation is necessary. Okay, so Justice Hegde Committee said that they must review it every 6 months. But extension of the purview of the act have proceeded as routine affairs. So they have not reviewed it. They have just kind of extended it again and again and again. In 2016, the Supreme Court had also ruled that the armed forces could not be dashed from investigation for excesses committed during the discharge of their duties, even in disturbed areas. So Supreme Court had said that if the armed forces did this, or if they were like excessive in the administration, then they would have to be, so they could not be something from investigation. In effect, circumscribing the condition in which the immunity is applied. So the AFSPA actually gives immunity to the armed forces, that they can do anything to anyone, right? Not like absolutely anything, but to a very high degree, and they will not be questioned. There will be immunity. But if Supreme Court has ruled that they are going to be, held something, they are going to be held liable for whatever atrocities supposedly are being committed, then there is going to be a problem, right? This begs the question again, why should the act remain in the statute? So if the Supreme Court is also against the law, there are 100 committees which are saying do away with the AFSPA, then why is it that it is still there? Okay, so that's our article for the day, guys. Very interesting. The Northeast states have to be considered in their entirety and as a very specific region of India, given due consideration, and then decisions must be taken. What is the main idea of the passage? There is need to fully repeal AFSPA. AFSPA is still applicable in many states. Army must be controlled in border areas. There is no enemy action in the Northeast. Come on, guys. Let's get the show on the road. Good morning, everyone. I need more likes. Aman, Archit, Rooster, Shubham, Shruti, Rohit, Sandhya Rani, Auritro, Sharanya, Dheeraj, Amrita, Garv, Abhinav, Gaurav, Satun, Avinash, Anjali, Tanushri. Good morning. Welcome, Tanushri. If you're preparing for JEE, no worries. You can still join us for this Hindu A on reading comprehension. Will help you with your English. All right, the correct answer, there is no enemy action. This was irrelevant for us. The army must be controlled. We were not talking of controlling the army. There is need to fully repeal AFSPA, and AFSPA is still applicable in many states. Well, which of these is the main idea? Is it that AFSPA is still applicable in many states, or is it that there is a need to fully repeal AFSPA? Well, the author did not really just say that it is still applicable in many states. What he was really trying to tell you, and if you look at the end of the passage, that why does this law really need to exist if everybody is against it? So ideally, the correct answer will be A, that there is a need to fully repeal AFSPA, and not that AFSPA is applicable in many states. So this is partial. Actually, it is applicable in all the states wherever the army deems it fit or the government deems it fit. But in these northeastern states, partially they have made it applicable in certain districts, not in certain districts, but that's the government's prerogative. So B is also not as complete as A. A is that umbrella statement that you need to repeal AFSPA. Why? Because not all districts need it, not all states need it, not all civil societies are asking for it, and so on. Which of the following can be inferred? So there was a demand from Northeast for repeal of AFSPA. 13 civilians killed in Mon last year. After 6 months, the new orders will be redundant. This gesture is welcomed by the people. Very quickly. So I think everybody got the answer wrong. सबने भी दिया है, तो सबका ही गलत हो गया है. What can I say? बड़े-बड़े देशों में all that little things keep happening. Thanks to Shah Rukh Khan. Now, if this was not a misplaced modifier, what is? To learn more about misplaced modifiers, join me in my perfection grammar batch every evening, 5 p.m. What a plug that was, my God. All right, so which of these can be inferred? Let's take a moment and solve this. So कौन सा mentioned है, ध्यान रहे, उसको eliminate करो, फिर जो बचेगा वो infer कर सकते हैं. So there was demand from Northeast for repeal of AFSPA is mentioned in the passage, cannot be my answer. 13 civilians killed in Mon, mentioned fact, cannot be my answer. The gesture is welcomed by the people, mentioned fact, cannot be my answer. After 6 months, the new orders will be redundant, and that's the correct answer because the passage had said that these orders are applicable only for 6 months. That means after 6 months, they're going to be redundant like anything, guys. And that's why correct answer C, C, C. Okay. All right. Describe the tone of the author. Is it factual? Is it delighted? Is he condescending? Is he opinionated? So this article, what is the tone of the author? Let's take that. Is the author being very factual, delighted, delighted तो नहीं है, condescending भी नहीं है, बस अब factual और opinionated में से ही हमें choose करना है. These are the two tones that you can pick or choose. Ideally, the entire passage, if you look at it, it gives you the writer's opinion, and therefore D should be the correct answer, not A. So eliminate, get to the right answer. All right, what is the missing word? My God. In 2016, the Supreme Court had also ruled that the armed forces could not be dashed from investigation for excesses committed during the discharge of their duties, even in disturbed areas, in effect circumscribing the conditions in which the immunity is applied. So is it incited, immune, revel, or delayed, guys? Quickly. अमन, यू आर नॉट अलोन, आज सबने यही किया है. जब आर्टिकल इजी होता है तो लोग भूल जाते हैं. एवरीबडी प्लीज हिट द लाइक बटन यार. इतने लोग हो सेशन में, लाइक भी कर दो. योर लाइक इज माई लाइफ, यू नो दैट. सो देखो ये कह रहा है, सेंटेंस देखो क्या कह रहा है कि जब भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगा, the Supreme Court had said that the armed forces would not be dashed from investigation. तो यानी उनको एक्सक्यूज नहीं किया जाएगा इन्वेस्टिगेशन से. सो एक्सक्यूज नहीं किया जाएगा, इंसाइटेड नहीं हो सकता, रिवेल नहीं हो सकता, डिलेड नहीं हो सकता, इम्यून होगा. could not be immune from investigation, यानी उनको भी इन्वेस्टिगेट किया जा सकता है. जस्ट बिकॉज दे हैव AFSPA डज नॉट मीन वो कुछ भी कहीं भी कर सकते हैं. ह्यूमन राइट्स को इम्पिंज नहीं किया जा सकता है. इलीगल मर्डर्स, किलिंग्स नहीं किए जा सकते. इलीगल डिटेंशंस नहीं किए जा सकते. सो इवन दो यू हैव AFSPA, you are not immune from investigations, right? So that's the correct answer. We were looking at B. तो आज का सेशन बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. आई थिंक बहुत दिन बाद आई हैव हैड अ सेशन जिसमें ऑलमोस्ट एवरीबडी गॉट ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द आंसर्स रॉन्ग. सो बड़े बड़े देशों में ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं. गाइज आज का अपकमिंग सेशंस बता देती हूँ. 12 बजे हमारा जीके क्विज है, तो डू मेक श्योर यू ज्वाइनिंग इन फॉर द जीके क्विज गाइज. ओके. ऑल्सो 5 PM पे हमारा प्लस है. 8 PM पे आज फिर हम बात करेंगे एग्जाम्स, कैंपसेस, प्लेसमेंट्स एंड सच लाइक थिंग्स की. याद रहे हमारा नेक्स्ट कोर्स इंटरमीडिएट लेवल कोर्स कल से स्टार्ट हो रहा है. दैट इज 6th से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, विच विल बी द इंटरमीडिएट VRC बैच फॉर द रोड टू सक्सेस कोर्स. सो डू मेक श्योर यू आर ज्वाइनिंग इन. आई हैव सेंट आउट द एनरोलमेंट लिंक. एवरीबडी प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू एनरोल, ताकि आपका प्रेपरेशन कंटिन्यू हो सके. ठीक है. तो ये रहा हमारा शेड्यूल. तो 8 PM पे हमारा होगा स्पेशल क्लास, जो कि होगा अबाउट प्लेसमेंट्स एंड प्रेपरेशंस. तो कैसे आप प्रिपेयर करोगे, क्या प्लेसमेंट्स होंगे, और यही सारी चीजें बात करेंगे हम लोग. ठीक है. सो डू मेक श्योर यू आर ज्वाइनिंग इन फॉर ऑल द सेशंस गाइस. Remember to use Abhi CAT Live guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Remember to hit like, share, subscribe. हाँ भाई, एक और चीज बता देती हूँ. हमारा टेलीग्राम ग्रुप जो है उसका शॉर्ट लिंक है अभी कैट. तो अगर आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, आपको सिर्फ टेलीग्राम पे जाना है, सर्च करना है अभी कैट और मेरे से वहां पे कनेक्ट कर लेना है, सो दैट वी स्टे कनेक्टेड. Okay, all right everyone, thank you. Remember to hit like, share, subscribe. Also guys, अगर अभी तक आपने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया अनअकैडमी को, तो प्लीज जल्दी जाओ सब्सक्राइब करो. कल से हमारा नया बैच शुरू हो रहा है. अभी कैट लाइव यूज करना और 10% ऑफ लेना. ठीक है. That's all you need to do guys. आज मेरे से कोई मैसेज करके पूछ रहा था कि is there any way that you can get a discount. guys, ये ही डिस्काउंट है और इतना ऑसम डिस्काउंट है. इसके अलावा दूसरा डिस्काउंट ये है कि मैं तुम्हें पढ़ा रही हूँ. दैट्स अ वेरी वाइज स्टेप दैट यू आर टेकिंग. सो दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम मी. थैंक यू सो मच. हैव अ नाइस डे. आदियोस मेरे अमीगोस. 12 बजे मिलते हैं जीके क्विज के लिए, और 5 बजे फॉर आवर प्लस परफेक्शन, एंड 8 बजे फिर से मिलेंगे एक और स्पेशल क्लास के लिए, जहाँ मैं डिस्कस करूँगी प्लेसमेंट्स एंड प्रेपरेशन. थैंक यू. आदियोस एवरीबॉडी.